OKFM 101.7.
You run the Kankam editor informer the Bokata. Randy Mimoche.
Kwame Mejoso
Nabokodi.
Kwame Asida and the Bemache the Amponyanko phone. Yakoda anka enye onona duma anka otanfo oye defe nti Asida na de bemano.
Na mami mra oswe. Free senior high school bill. Ye nyina akwa na yesu. Say ba na yenya that blueprint. Na yetumi ediko na yetumi edibo ho bra na kese there is an act on it. Bro ya ekoso yi. Also person can be mintio.
Kwame that's I need your match for na. I don't think that there is any bua. Kwame yenyina yakosu what is policy, and when you go through the policy cycle, we are kicking some policy and now implementing policy. You match whatever success against another policy against the deliverables. So that you know whether you are succeeded or not, right? And so when you do those matching now, you see the policy you know, at a point in time now at this stage, you know, as I said, we have some amendment and I will tweak it kakra. You understand, to suit the exigencies of the time. Then you correct you straighten the edges in a for an edico. Let me say free SHS. Kwame have maintained this position. I'll be the last person to say there should not be free SHS. Government should not support you won't be a man in school. Yes, I've said. Sir, yeah, be no yani other Roma. Yeah, I will form a boy and I call it. Now, many be many started school and security want me uncle and him a brand new panel, very brilliant child. So what should we do? So I support it. But we can also run away from the fact that since the implementation of this laudable policy, challenges there are challenges for funding, challenges of feeding grants and so forth. So see, Kwame, what all well-meaning Ghanaians, including renowned educationists, I can say, let's see how to address the challenges confronting this nice policy. Right? We should look at ways the funding, dedicated funding at Ebeba. That is what we are talking about. It's a nice policy. Let's look at dedicated funding for the policy. Listening to my brother Nanabi this morning, talking about the policy and telling Ghanaians whether they like it or not, NPP will win because of they want to protect a legacy. Nobody is against protecting a legacy of the president. Nobody is against them. But when there are issues that we need to address, we will also, speak up. I don't think that daring Ghanaians or with that kind of posture, tone, if indeed he is speaking for the standard bearer of the MPP, Mahmoud Baumia, then he should revise his notes. Because whatever the vice president went in his first round of tour, he was praised for what? His humility, respect. As to his policies now, it's up to Ghanaians to add and say, but if you come out with that, when we are having an intellectual discourse about how to fine-tune and tweak a policy that will work in the interest of Mother Ghana, and you talk like this, I so disappointing and sad. We shouldn't just reduce everything to what? Partisan politics. Today, you see, your party is in power. You are the national organizer. But it shouldn't be lost on you that power is transient. If indeed he is speaking for the standard bearer, then he must learn learn from the standard bearer. Power is transient.
Now, at the end of I am from so.
Kwame, can say Ghana 4 Pro or Moon Pro. Really, because of that, the free SHS, they have no stand on it, or the MDC has no stand on it.
Okay, say NDC 4 Pro or Moon Pro.
About especially you are daring Ghanaians. Why? Is it only NDC people who are talking about the challenges confronting the policy? Kwame, don't you sit on your radio and discuss issues about how feeding grants are not released to schools and how headmasters are gagged not to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have discussed it. I've been monitoring you because whose station, is Ghana and Ghana is OKFM. I've been listening to you. So when there are issues genuinely and we are raising concerns, we must address it. And sometimes when you move into that realm, I mean, that party to score cheap political points, and now you are daring Ghanaians. It is not only NDC that is talking about it. Well-meaning Ghanaians, renowned educationists. Even last week, the former rector of GIMPA, Professor Stephen Haddad, what was his position? Whatever bill that will be presented to the House and Parliament should be transparent so that they can also contribute to make what the bill what a success, or they will straighten the rough edges, they will contribute so that the bill will reflect that the views of Ghanaians. What is wrong with it? Nobody is against free SHS. It has come. So if there is a bill, a proposed bill, say, they will do it so that Abambi Abebano, you have to support that policy now. It must also be embedded in that bill how the funding will be or should be. And that is when I listen to the minority spokesperson on education, Mr. Notukotui, his position was that when the bill is presented before the House, they will scrutinize it and make sure, ask the questions that we need a dedicated funding for the policy. What is the crime? Kwame, it is not everything that will reduce to politics because we are, some 6 months away, when there is a policy and we have to talk about it, a policy that will help Ghana. Listen, we must say that devoid of partisan politics.
I see. Mama na wase na mense nyampama na ayi say survey Dr. Baumia enche obeyi ni running mate wo wa na survey bi aba yes say including the NIB formerly BNI. Eto say
Ame onim say akonyo to de anko for betre.
Pa.
Say last week say woni uni akra Kwame na musumo promote.
Yeah, the end yeah pa.
That is democracy. But it's unfortunate sometimes when you are expressing one opinion, somebody will take it as if say in Tokwabi you will become boxing ring. They will call you hell insult at you as if for. The beauty of democracy is that we are all free to make contribution to this dispensation. Kwame, Sabe Baba, said the vice president has stated, Simon Over said, he will not be pushed. He's consulting. Sabe Baba, yes, candidates will come out to be the favorite. That is the decision one, the choice of the party. The flag bearer, the standard bearer must also be aware and guided by the fact that in as much as you are looking at the acceptance of that candidate by Ghanaians, the party then you must also listen to them. I chanced upon the survey by Professor Smart Sapon, with a sample size of 3,577 and constituencies here, 61 constituencies here, or say they are battlefield in about 6 regions. Our candidates about the energy minister, the education minister, Bra, and my classmate Dr. Kokofu, the chief of staff, Apostle Opokunyina, name Obia the percentage. Napo. Party for too. But another thing that is also embedded in that report, they say, the delegates make us say, in as much as we prefer this person, any of the candidates, we are comfortable and we work. As to the NIB doing a survey and for this thing, the leakage is the problem. The leakage is the problem. For me, if I looking at it, Ebia Obi na one pair one, Ebia Obi na one pair the candidate now what come out as the most favorite into Oleki to cause this affection. So when it is discussed in the public and the party people get to know, they get angry. Or say Obi I will feel say or supporting and I would have to also show say this is our candidate or this is our preferred choice. So it's two sides of the coin. So when you look at it, but for the intelligence agencies to do this, Martin Crawford said, as for intelligence is guarded. It's guarded. But it's coming out, Yes, that is where we all have a problem. And like as I've stated, it could be a good woman and a bad woman for the party. But Kwame, hey, the point is that Ghanaians will go to polls December 7th based on party via policies and programs. Ghana for they will listen, they will look at that. That is why I have maintained and I'll argue that we need the manifestos very early so that Kwame Menewo given the priceless opportunity and the platform I want, we can scrutinize it, educate Ghanaians for them to make informed decisions as to which of the policies are. I mean, I've also said, party manifestos, and can you be we have the NDPC. I carry Ghana development program and agenda.
Yeah. Oh, but so my be about a cover a 40-year period.
So what we are expecting is that Bianca almost submitted manifesto in NDPC. Now, young say whether any NDPC because Kwame, we want to cure this issue of say me party wa bem and I me wa bem started project be abanfo from bar on twaso. Meanwhile, it's the same resources, taxpayers' money, and I ASR project. So when we have a policy that will enhance, will spend resources of state judiciously, I have the issue of abandoned projects here, abandoned projects there. Master Kwame, all we want is that we want to create a better Ghana. We want to build a better Ghana, right? People finding it difficult to put body and soul together. 21st century, Ghana, Omaimu, Nkrofo, any moi, and a show from the same source. 21st century Ghana, Kwame. I mean, our kid brothers and sisters sit on a bare floor in a classroom. Is that what we want? So when we are talking about policies in education, I mean, we should look at it holistically, and we must not necessarily move into the realm of absurdity regarding partisan. No. I mean, as for policies and programs, we will scrutinize it, inform Ghanaians, educate them for them to make informed decisions. So, Kwame, when it's about this free SHS thing, I mean, the position is that nobody is against it. But we should also, I mean, accept the fact that this policy, challenges above the brain. The policy is confronted with challenges. How do we address it? Addressing the challenge is not the responsibility of the minority or minority side in parliament alone. It's the responsibility of Ghanaians, especially policy makers in this country. So we must all contribute to make this architecture a success. That is what we are talking about.
Okay, Mamena was celebrating.
Uncle,
so Ora Andy Kankam editor my informer the Bocatano and I know a day every come.
OKFM 101.7.